Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Daily Dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with Chris, and Chris is now. I want to get the title right. Are you CEO of Dugout Mugs? What's your official title there?
I go by cleanup hitter, but yeah, I'm the CEO and I'm also the owner. So this
So,
is my baby.
for those who don't know, I mean, it's all behind you. Go ahead and just give the reveal of what you just did to me. What are we looking at behind you
So
about
so
your baby?
simply put, hopefully a lot of folks already know about us, but we took baseball bat barrels
Yeah,
and we hollowed them out
yeah,
and we turned them in probably one of the coolest drinking mugs on earth
yeah. And
for
behind
baseball fans, right? Like
well,
baseball fans
shoot.
get it.
But it's not just baseball as we're going to talk. It expands into the kind of the baseball life, the culture, and other
Sure,
things
of
you've done
course.
too. When people look behind you, I mean, without naming all of them, as you look behind you, I mean, you gave me a brief shot. Like, who's back there that people might recognize?
Yeah. So
Oh,
like these are all representative or representative of a promotion I did, somebody I've worked with, somebody I've been able to get to know. Um, left to right, we have Nolan Ryan, Frank Thomas, Pedro Bagwell, Johnny Damon, Boggs, Pete Rose, Reggie Jackson, Wakefield Pudge. That's Andre Dawson, Alonzo, Miggy, Big Poppy, Griffey,
jeez.
Mariano, Roger Clemens, Barry Larkin. That's Biggio, Alomar, Ozzie Smith, Ripken, and I mean then there's down here and back here. But I mean John Daly, we John's over
Yeah.
like right there, and DeSantis is over here, and I don't know, man. I get to do this is my job, right? This is kind of fun to make cool products for cool people and get to do cool, fun stuff, right? Like
Well,
I'm a big experiential guy, and that's why we started our conversation way back with the original project we did with you, and then
yeah.
recently with Dave. So,
Well, so
yeah,
yeah,
man.
get to the heart of it. Why does it matter? Why did you start? Because I mean, you put up a murderer's row. This is an unbelievable. Any fan is going, is
Yeah.
just drooling right now. Are you kidding me? What does it mean to create cool stuff, to create cool life experiences? Tell me why it's important to you.
Well, to me, I believe everything is a story. You're either writing a story, you're reading a story, and you're hopefully leaving a story, legacy. Call it what you will. But um, for me, that's what it's about, man. Like, several of these guys left a legacy. Some good, some little crazy. Pete Rose is up there. I love Pete personally. I love him. He's a great dude. But his legacy's a lit. Wild and crazy. Same with a few of the other names up there. But like at the end of it, that's all we have is our story, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
You can't take or leave much else. I mean, so I'm big on living an experiential life. I'm able to work from home. I have an incredible company. I've gotten to know several of these people. And more importantly, they get to know me. So I'm invited to the different events, and I got to go down and World Series, and it's just cool. It's fun because one of my core metrics as a businessman is I want to have fun, and
Mm.
I've been able to do that in a major way with this business. So yeah, like that's why we do what we do. But the mission of the company is to celebrate and serve the heroes of the baseball community by creating uniquely fun gifts that bring people close to the game they love. And that's why we do our Cheers to Charity. That's why we do these projects. That's why we do the charitable events and the golf. I own a golf company as well, but we do golf tournaments and we do all these types of projects because it's experiential and it's mutually beneficial relationships that get built, and those transcend business relationships and network, that transcend business, that transcend sport. So that's really kind of the essence of what I'm doing over here. We just get this is what we do and how we do it, but why we do it I think is much deeper.
I think so too. And going back to our history, because people won't know, I reached out to you regarding Boys of Summer. And here I have this documentary baseball experience with me and my dad. These films we're doing, and we were working on the third film at the time, Shortstop. And I said, does this fit in your lexicon? And you got excited right away. You were so cool that I mean, for me, I'm always trying to, a little bit of show and prove, right? I don't have a major league baseball background. I'm working with a nonprofit that's smaller in the scope of things. Parkinson's is known, but not as well known as maybe some others. And so for you to hear us and say, like you said, I love your story, and then yeah, we can do this. you help make a legend out of who and what we are, and what that means to me and dad, so that our story, not just for you say for ourselves, but for what it means for others, because that's our goal, is to help inspire people with a very difficult disease realize that the disease isn't them, and that, like what you said, guess what, life still can be fun, experiences are still there to be had, memories are there to be made, legacies are there to be brought forth. And so thank you for, in our
That's
terms,
just another
yes, Andy,
chapter in the book.
there you go.
Like this is another chapter in somebody's book. A colleague of mine, a good friend of mine, he's probably my age, 45 or so, 45. He just got diagnosed with it, Parkinson's. So my uncle, or my dad's uncle, he was one of the main guys in our family. He had it bad. He was an architect, so imagine not being able to, the motor skills to do his job, and he was an international architect. So yeah, I mean, it touches everybody. Same thing with cancers.
Yeah,
it's another type, one of those things that it touches people, but it doesn't define you unless you let it.
right. And that's a tricky thing. And
Oh yeah, it is.
it's like, when you get a chronic degenerative, and again, not to compare, like you say, everybody's got their difficult bags, whatever. The particular thing with Parkinson's is, you get it and you probably are going to live a long life with it. It's not about dying right away. It's about, like you said, living and losing things, like was your uncle, the architect? Yeah. You lose your identity along the way. And to feel that stripped away prematurely, and yet still to have, the desire to do things, but the maybe lacking of energy or motor skill.
Execute, yeah.
Yeah, that's the painful. That's where we come up with that term, the Parkinson's prison. People feel, and Muhammad Ali said it, they feel trapped in a body that they can't do what they mean to do with. And that's a really weird, difficult, painful experience.
Yeah,
like you said, if you let it, right?
yeah.
So anyway,
A lot of support you need for something like that, mental
well,
support.
but that's part of what, like you said, that you set the mission of your company up. And I want to come back and talk about another one of our relationships that you've been kind enough to set up, and that's with David Mickey Evans. So we're going to come back on our next episode and talk about the Sandlot, David Mickey Evans, and legends of the game. See you in a minute.